Okay, so what I'm doing today is doing the unboxing and the setup of the Atomstack A5 Pro 5-watt diode laser. I know it says it's like 30 or 40 watts, but that's the actual consumption of the entire unit. It has an output of 5 watts to maybe 5.5 watts, I forget. But unfortunately, my mic is down. So I'm doing this voiceover with my phone in my hand. I heard the refrigerator in the background. It's a little bit annoying for me.
For classics.com. Luxury music.
Pure music. Yeah, this is for classics. Yeah, this is for classics. For classics.com. More than a beat, just pure music. ForClassics.com. Yeah, this is for classics. Where music lives. Yeah, this is for classics. ForClassics.com. That's where music lives. ForClassics.com. ForClassics.com. Yeah, this is for classics. www.4knassix.com. ForClassics.com. That's where music lives. www.4knassix.com. That's where music lives. Yeah, this is for classics.
A track that the wheels run along. And as you see here, bam,
Classics.com.
get that on the inside of there if I can make it happen, I guess. There we go.
More than a beat, just pure music.
put the spikes, let's just call them spikes. Put the spike part down, right? That goes up under the first wheel on the bottom. And then after we get that done, we're gonna wanna get the spike part to loop over that metal silver wheel thing or whatever you wanna call it. But you know, I just took a little pin cap because I couldn't get that out of the, I couldn't get the rubber track thing out of the track, the rubber strap thing out of the track. So fiddle with that a little bit and then just loop it over the top. And you see there are grooves inside that turning thing up top. And that's what gives you the traction to move the whole upper the rail thing or whatever. Now, I'm not the most technical person. I'm just a regular guy, but you know, I'm good at putting things together. You know, I used to have to put like furniture and stuff together that my mom used to get. So that's all I'm doing right here. Just looping that on across. And then in the back, once you get that looped on, you'll have this little screw boot thing that you loosen it up and it simply slides inside of this little groove. Now you want to make sure that that's as flat as possible. You don't want it to turn. It tends to try to do that as you squeeze it on the inside of there. And you want that little boot that's putting tension on your track strap to see there, I just cut the excess off with my little knife so that it's flat, because there is a little plastic panel that goes on the end of that so it looks all pretty and everything. Get that cut off, tighten it on down, and you do the same for all 4 sides. Pretty much simple, you know? Now let's move on to attaching everything to the motor that moves the actual laser diode. So what I did was I unscrewed the thumb screws and let that leveler, that's the thing that you use to put the laser at the correct height. I unscrewed those to gain access to the holes in the back, and those holes is where you use the screws to actually attach the laser diode here to that assembly. And they go perfectly flat in the back, pretty simple, no big deal.
forclassics.com. Luxury music.
Now, okay, now let's come to these acrylic guards. What this is, there's one screw that goes in the top, and then you see the 2 sides go into those slots, and there are slots that they match up on behind or I guess to the rear and on the sides of the laser diode module, and there's one screw that goes in that keeps all of that together. See those little holes back there by at the bottom. So pretty easy, just line those up, get that screw in there, and you're good to go. Now, the next part is for the stops for the laser, so it doesn't travel too far, just end up rolling straight off the back of the rails. So you put that screw through the little washer and it goes inside of the hole there. So when it comes back, bam, that just stops it from going any further, just like that. Good to go. Good to go. Same thing for the other side. Now, hooking up some wires, because without the wires, nothing's gonna work. It's kind of hard to put these on the wrong way because there are little slots, as you see. And if you try to put them on the wrong way, you won't be able to. But what you might do if you try to force it is end up bending the pins. So as with most electronic devices and things, you don't have to do anything hard and force it, because if you force it, you're gonna mess something up. So if for some reason you have it the wrong way and it's not going in, turn it around the other way and gently slide it in until it's fully seated. And that's pretty much it. Those wires come straight out of the power supply. Now for some cable management, what I would suggest, because I didn't know this when I was putting this together, is you may want that cable that I'm hooking the zip tie around right now, you might want to use a hole that has that nylon covered cable going more straight up into the air. That way, as it's traversing along the X and Y axis, it won't get into the way of anything. But if it's more up in the air, you see how mine's is going more sideways? Have yours going more up into the air coming off of that laser diode. But I guess it could be more of a preference kind of thing. And then on the other side, you see a couple more zip ties going there. And that is it. This is your, I do believe I have that upside down, but you get what I'm trying to show you, right? I hope so. That just keeps those cords, we call it cable management, that keeps those cables from flopping all over the place, end up getting caught up in something, because this thing is constantly moving back and forth, or you don't want some kind of way going up under the laser and you cut through your cord by accident or some silly stuff like that. So this is it. This is the Atomstack A5 Pro 5-watt laser emitting diode laser thing. And then all you do after that, you hook up your power supply, you hook up your USB cable to your computer, and that's that. Now, this is the extension that comes with the R3 Rotary. And that, you just loosen those up. It actually doesn't go in that hole though. You might be able to put it inside of that hole, but I had more success with just pressure. So the way that I put mine on, I firmly held it down so I know that it was level and or whatever to the table. And then I just tightened it up until it wouldn't go anymore. That way it was secure, and as the laser's moving around, it won't be doing, any kind of bouncing or anything like that. That's how I found success doing it, at least. So you see, I had to do some adjusting on each side to get it all the way straight. But that is the Rotary. After you get it hooked up, there's just a cord that goes from that Rotary, and you take the cord out of that's the cord there. And you just take the part of the cable cord that's coming out of your Y-axis and plug it in there. So that's pretty much it.